And quiet on the set.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Sidney Gann, and this is 5 Minutes with Sidney. I'm here talking to Philadelphia stand-up comedian Ryan Shaner at his. This is your first art gallery?
Yeah, this is the first. Maybe only. Yeah,
go. There we go.
Mike Garcia, Vicky Fernandez, get in there right now. Hey! Look at all the 4 people who showed up. It's pretty fucking awesome. And Lou Miziano's behind the camera.
I work here, so I didn't show up.
No, she didn't show up.
I'm looking at your art, and I'm wondering where your inspiration comes from for your art, because I noticed that in your stand-up you talk about a lot of dick.
Yeah.
And I'm not just relatively dickless, you know.
Yeah, it's like I try to keep my art as dickless as possible.
Yeah.
Because of, you know, the whole representation of dick, especially going to art. Like if you look at a lot of like Michelangelo's works, you're gonna see a lot of like dick, and you're gonna see a lot of like little baby penis dick. And the whole thing was like trying to go for like a traditional sense, like with the fine art. I was a fine art major when I was in college. So what I was trying to, but when I got in there, I was really like, you know what? I don't want a lot of baby dick. I don't want a lot of dick. I'll talk about dick and I'll make jokes about dick, but drawing dick, I don't know how I feel about doing that.
Would you consider yourself a stand-up comedian that does art, or an artist that does stand-up comedy?
Oh man, that's like the hardest question.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to ask.
I think it's like the way I look at like art is like you have to be well-rounded in everything you do.
Gotcha.
Like I'm just gonna say that I'm as dumb as this sounds and as fruity as this sounds. I'm an artist.
Yeah.
And that's just what I don't want to do anything else. Like I hate working. But what I mean, what I'm saying is like I'm compelled to do this type of stuff. And it's not just art. It's like stand up too. Like I'm compelled to do it. It's not like if I didn't do it, I can't not do it. Like
people would argue that stand-up comedy is not art, and me personally, like I can't draw, but I still
no. It's an art. It's a very big form of art.
Yeah.
You can't. It's part of the arts. Performing arts is what is the only thing we're actually going to have at the end. I mean, when it comes down to it, like how many times have you been like even people like on a really broad level, like everyone does the performing arts. Like how many times you've been drunk at a party and just been telling a story that goes nowhere?
You're saying in post-apocalyptic society, performance art is currency.
It's going to
like
be
one-liners.
It's all going to be. I got this new joke. You know, like, where are you from? What do you do? Whoa! Fuck, man, that's like $1 million.
So I've noticed a lot of. Not a lot, but there are a few paintings and pieces that have the halo.
The halo. Oh,
yeah.
The halo is, and this is going to sound as fruity as possible. One of my favorite artists of all time is the illustrator Norman Rockwell.
Okay.
Norman Rockwell is what I would consider a new master.
I've been spending this whole time trying to think of a Sam Rockwell movie to act like I couldn't think of a single movie, but I want credit for the possible joke.
But Norman Rockwell is one of my favorite illustrators of all time, and the halo, as much as it is like, you know, people are like, oh, that's a religion. No, it's more just homage to Norman Rockwell. If you look at a lot of Norman Rockwell illustrations, they have a halo. Norman Rockwell was I don't know if he was a religious guy, but what I will say is this, he did use it a lot. And so anything I draw basically comes to life.
Basically comes to life, yeah.
I'll take anything I draw basically comes to life.
Well, not necessarily that it will come, I'm not going to micromanage your superpower.
What I'm saying is like, I think about like, I look at a lot of things, like this is honestly the first time I've ever been surrounded by everything I've done.
This is awesome.
A lot of things. I'm outnumbered by things I thought about. And that is honestly like one of the most, like, one of the best feelings I've ever, like all of these things, like these aren't like, I didn't draw from life. I've never done that. I've never drawn from like, you know, it's never been like a still life or a landscape of anything like that. I've all just drawn from like things I thought about. And to be surrounded by a bunch of weird things I thought about it's kind of like being like, you're just outnumbered by crazy bullshit. It's almost, it's actually kind of nice.
Yeah. I'd like to thank Ryan Shaner for being the first guest on 5 Minutes with Sidney, 5 Minutes Deep with Sidney.
That's awesome. That's 5 minutes. You go 5 minutes deep with Sidney.